B.
Us.
N.
Hello, everybody. My name is Bander, and welcome back to another discussion with the discussion team minus one, Duck Boy.
It's the Need-A-Bone discussion crew.
Yeah, we're live in the world of Minecraft because obviously we're talking about Minecon today.
Did you say Minecon?
I said Minecon.
Did you say Minecon?
Minecon! Hey! I never got a chance to go to Minecon. That's so sad.
Me neither.
I would have loved to. Just...
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day. We'll put out our own Minecon. Woo! So Minecon is literally tomorrow. Today is Friday, and the 2019 Minecon starts tomorrow at 8 o'clock PST, Pacific Time Zone, because we are in California.
Cool.
And we thought we'd go over some of our predictions for what Minecon could entail. Minecon, aside from Smash Bros. And Overwatch, Minecon is probably Minecraft is probably my third most played game. Well, actually, it's probably my most played game. Well, I don't know. Right now it's Overwatch, and then Fire Emblem.
You put in a lot of hours.
You know.
Let's just say that.
It's one of my most recurring games.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd do a little discussion about some stuff we might find at Minecon. We're going to talk about Minecraft Dungeons, Minecraft Earth, the vote for the new biome, as well as our idea for the big update. And we thought we'd go caving while we were doing it. This is a cool little visual.
Yeah.
And something to keep our minds occupied while we're doing the whole thing.
Keep our minds on Minecraft while talking about Minecraft.
Yes. And I'd like to start by explaining what the 2019 vote is. Similar to last year, we're going to be voting on what the next biome is going to be themed, or not the next biome, okay. We're given a list of 3 biomes, each with minor updates to them, and we vote on which one we want to have first. So last year was voting between changing the savanna, the tundra, and the desert, and the tundra won as the pick. And let me explain what each one had. The tundra had foxes, campfires, and berry bushes, and so that is now in the game. And the savanna had... you can just start mining wherever you want to, Joey. It doesn't matter. I'm actually mining some obsidian right now, because why not? The savanna had meerkats, termites, and baobab trees. I'm not sure... Baobab trees? Not really sure if I'd say that.
You sound correct, though.
A new tree type. So obviously everyone would have picked new tree type, right? Nope. They wanted foxes because foxes are cute. Cool.
Foxes are adorable.
I don't have any arrows. And then there was the desert, which would have added palm trees. Palm trees. What else was in the desert update? There's palm trees. There was one new mob. What was the new mob? It was... Oh, ostriches. They had termites, ostriches, and baobab trees. Which is weird, because they had 3 things, I guess.
3 things? I would have liked ostriches. Dude, rideable ostriches in Minecraft? Send it.
I don't even know. Well, regardless of which one won, they're all supposed to be added to the game, so we can assume that this year's Minecon will feature the 2 biomes that were not updated, or haven't been updated yet.
Okay.
I believe. So we should expect 2 new tree types, and
so we don't know which one's won yet?
We know that Taiga won last year, and so we have foxes, and we have bushes, and we have whatever the last...
the berries.
Or campfires in the game now. But there's not a lot of resources in here. And so we can expect to get the ostriches, the meerkats, the 2 tree types, the termites, and I'm sure there was one other thing for deserts. I can't imagine that was the only thing. But I don't know if they mentioned it exactly. I'm gonna go this way. So this year we are given 3 choices, and Joey, you do not know what these 3 choices are so far, right?
I know one of them, I think. No, I don't know any of them.
Okay.
I'm talking about that.
So this year we're deciding between mountains, swamps, and badlands. Do you know what the badlands are?
Oh.
The mesa biomes is what they're officially called.
They're just officially called. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll refer to them as mesa biomes from
I like
here on
mesa.
out.
It's more geographical.
Yeah, and I don't know what the fuck badlands refers to.
I know, like Okay. Well, that's the start to my mining career, boys and girls.
Yes, indeed.
I was focusing on a fucking zombie.
All right. Well, for the Badlands, they're going to be adding vultures, which will steal your items, a new type of cactus, and tumbleweed. All sounds pretty interesting.
I like tumbleweed.
Nothing too crazy there. For the swamp biome, I need to silence my phone.
Yeah.
So for the swamp biome, we have a new tree, which is a mangrove tree, frogs, and a boat with a chest, so you can boat around with storage and buy your stuff.
I heard a rumor that there was one more addition to the swamp. I could be wrong. I might be talking out my ass again.
What would that be?
A total interactive AI Shrek.
Oh, it's very possible. Who knows?
He could take you on a quest to the kingdom of Farquaad.
If you have love in your heart.
I mean, I have plenty of love in my heart for Shrek. I always will.
And the last one is mountains, which they said they're going to be a steeper cliffs
and goats.
Wait,
is that real? I was guessing.
Yes, you're right.
That's pretty sick. I would take goats. Gladly.
Goats and some sort of weird pacted snow that
packed snow.
No, like almost like quicksand snow. That's like more treacherous, and there's
snow.
more steeper cliffs and something like that. I'm not 100% sure about that one, just because I don't really know exactly what they're saying for it, but it sounds cool. I mean, I'm not. As far as all three of those, I don't really care which one wins, because as long as they're all coming in eventually, that's cool.
Watch the mountain update, get it, and then freaking we get a Sherpa along with it.
A Sherpa?
A Sherpa, guides to take you up the mountain.
Oh, that's me. I'm the Sherpa.
Ah, great, good. Glad we have someone.
So my vote's for swamp, though. I think more tree types are always cool. I like boat chests, and frogs are cool too.
I would definitely make like my own base in a swamp, and every time you fools come and visit me, my greeting line every time.
Somebody wants
doing in my swamp.
Oh.
Every time.
Oh.
No, I will not put Smash Mouth in the mic.
Whoa.
As Lindsay's eyes widen in fear. What? I have a golden zombie coming after me.
So your pick is for mountains?
Yeah, I would take mountains. That'd be cool. No. I would take.
You would take what?
I would take swamp.
Yeah, I just think I think more tree types is the best thing. I think that there's a lot more that can be added to that, but it's all about like what is that terrain update for mountains? Because if that's really cool, then maybe we should have mountains. But at the same time, more tree types is more.
I'm all for the terrain. Don't get me wrong. I love coming across like a huge mountain that's just got the shape of like I could put a freaking castle
Everest.
into that.
Like Everest.
Yeah, that's kind of why I would vote for swamp, because it's like the mountains are already cool enough to where I could come across one and just be like, I'm good with putting a base into that. Swamps.
Yeah, I like
to walk through.
I like mountain terrain right now because it's very like overhanging. Like there's a lot of like cool formations around it. And they're not like super like what is the term? Like
they don't need help. They don't need the support to make them even cooler.
Well, no, but I would say like they're not like these like breathtaking peaks that they could be, but at the same time I kind of prefer it that way.
That's the thing. Like, well, to me, it's been a while since I played Minecraft.
We're talking about really tall mountains. Like they go a lot higher up, and they have like really like, I can't remember the word. It starts with an S, I think. Like sheer cliffs, but not sheer cliffs. They're a lot more dangerous than they currently are.
Okay.
But overall, I'd say all that stuff requires you to make a new world or go off to new land generation, whereas having a new tree type, all you have to do is go off to a new land, bring that back, and it doesn't require you really change much. So like new terrain generation is cool, but I'd rather that be as part of a bigger update versus a smaller, update. Like if they're going to be like, we're adding a volcano biome, we're adding a super mountain biome, we're adding crazy like poison deadland biome. I don't know what you'd have.
Dude, poison frogs would be a cool element in this game.
That'd be interesting.
Like you could tame them and just unleash them on either your enemies or your friends.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'd rather there be a massive terrain update than smaller terrain updates, because then it's just like, okay, well now my mountains are out of date and I should start a new world, but I don't want to, and just for smaller mountains. Yeah, I just prefer bigger terrain updates.
I get that.
As opposed to something smaller.
Yeah.
Which is why my vote is for the swamps, because the swamps can be
improved.
Post update improved to your currently existing world. Anyway, so let's move on to talk about Minecraft Dungeons, which is a really cool game.
Let's do that. I think that would be a great group experience for us to play.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited to play that. I think that would be really fun.
Given our attempt at CNC, I think this would be another fresh breath at something to that effect.
Just a cool game. I mean, it's Minecraft related, but doesn't obviously it's a very different game than Minecraft.
But it's got its own feel to it. Which is
I feel like that feel is something that's very appealing. So Minecraft Dungeons. I would assume under the trailer show off some cool features. Maybe show some more extended gameplay stuff. I think that'd be pretty cool. Other than that, I can't really see much more than a release date, I would say, because it's supposed to be 2020.
Gotcha. And as far as Minecraft Earth goes, what are we looking at as far as a release date?
Sometime next year. I know there's beta stuff where you can get invited into the game, so...
Right. I know I'm pre-registered right now, so...
Me too.
I'm getting into that.
So Joey.
Uh-huh.
So 2 years ago, we saw the update Aquatic, which was the first of what will hopefully be many major updates to Minecraft. Things that really change. Whoa, my goodness, the creepers and skeletons. It's changed the way we play the game.
Right.
The second was obviously Village and Pillage, which came out recently last year, that they teased at Minecon last year. So we're very curious as to what the next update could really be, and we have some ideas for what that could be. Joey, let's start with you. What is your idea for what the theme of Minecon 2019 is going to be?
I would have to say one major theme for the update that would be great for Minecraft would be more focusing on magic, spells. Yeah, introducing magic to the game of Minecraft. I think that would be a great element to put into this amazing world.
I always felt like there should be magic in Minecraft. Even though it's something so different than anything we've ever seen before, I just feel like it's just cool.
Right. Like, back when we were doing Caverns and Creepers, freaking summoning a lightning bolt, craziest thing ever.
This is cool.
That should be a thing.
I think cool things you can do. So what do you think would be the basis around magic in Minecraft? Because one of the big issues in updating games like this is you have to come up with content for different ends of the gaming of the game. So you have like early content and late content, and you have to kind of pick between, well, should this be something you get in the beginning of the game or something at the end of the game? The nice part about having things at the end of the game is you can make them a little overpowered without having to worry too much about balance. But
right,
then
because you're already at the end of the game. You don't need the balance. You're already there with all the power you need.
Right, but at the same time, if it's at the end of the game, it's harder for newer players or less experienced players to really take advantage of that kind of thing. For example, we have crossbows, which were added in the Village and Pillage update. These are awesome because they're very much a early game thing. You can make them pretty much the first day you get into the game.
Right.
They're fully enchantable. They have a pretty big range of things you can do with them, and I think that's really cool. Whereas with Elytra, is a very much end game thing for good reason. Not something that your average player is going to be able to get quickly. You have to really work towards it.
See, now I feel like as far as magic and spells would go, I think that would be an early game thing. Like, you know, you come across a spell book hidden in a chest somewhere in a mine shaft early in. And as you go on and as you gain more experience, more levels, you can use that to upgrade your spells, to learn new spells, really branch out in the ways of magic and sorcery.
So it starts off fairly weak and then gets better and better?
Yeah.
So what would be a good example of like a spell you could like... Well, okay, let's first off, how do you... You said spell book. Is this something you encounter? Oh, it's a traveling merchant here. Hello.
Yeah, I said like you could find it in a chest.
Okay, so something like a dungeon. Like you pick up a spell book and that says... Exactly. What does that spell book do? Is that a spell or the ability to cast a spell?
I would say the ability to cast a spell.
Okay. Does that take... Because a lot of mods would use the XP bar for spells. Would that take a resource? Would that take an XP bar, its own unique bar?
I would say a mix of the two, just like with enchanting, like with XP and lapis.
Okay, so maybe you have lapis or some sort of thing that will be reduced as you use spells.
I would say as far as magic goes, it's more of a rare thing to come by and to improve upon. So I would say it would have to be a tougher material to come across. So,
for casting the spell, do you want them to be able to cast? Would you think casting a spell should be very common, like easy to do?
Spell, once you have the spell unlocked, it would use up your XP.
Okay, so maybe like a little bit.
Like maybe like the stronger it is, say it's like
the more it costs.
Yeah. So starting off, maybe like half a bar. Even just like a quarter.
And maybe there's some sort of new... What if there was some sort of new enchanting system that's separate from enchanting, that you can power up spell books and they reduce the cost of the cast?
Yeah, that would be
something like that.
Interesting. Yeah.
I'd be okay with XP because I feel like XP is so easy to get to, and after a certain point, XP becomes almost useless in a way because it's, you know, with mendings and EXP farms, it's not as important.
Right, you come across it so easy.
Yeah, exactly.
Now you have something to put it towards. I mean, because like me, for example, I'm sitting here with 5.5 bars of XP. I'm not using it for anything.
Well, I mean, we're pretty early game in this world, so we're probably...
I know, but I'm just like I'm saying.
Fortune pickaxe would be nice.
Yeah, true.
But I mean, we don't even have an XP farm in this world, so it's not like we're like pushing for more XP usage. But yeah, no. I think magic would be such a cool feature in Minecraft. Something that would really like, I don't know, just change the way you play it. I'm always a fan of creating, not adapting, creating different ways of playing the game to where, like, if you were to go from, I think right before the combat update, the 1.9 combat update, there was pretty much one way to build yourself in the game. You get your maximum diamond armor, protection 4, unbreaking, every enchant you can possibly get, a diamond sword, fully powered, and a bow, fully powered. Nowadays, you've got tridents, you've got crossbows, you've got different, some more added potions and stuff like that. You have shields. There are enchantments that you can get that you can't get if you have other ones. There's lots of cool things where you can't just be... There isn't a perfect way to play. Oh, there's a Lytra where you have to sacrifice your chest plate in order to use it. There's lots of different ways to play. So I would be excited to have a magic system that requires you to give up maybe some protection or maybe some physical melee damage in order to be able to, you know, have things like a magical robe that like helps with spell casting and stuff like that.
Well, that would be cool. Yeah, or a sorcerer's hat.
Yeah, exactly. Things like that. That'd be something really cool where, you know, you are different. And if you look in Minecraft dungeons, you can see that there are there's classes, and that's awesome. That's something I'm really excited about, even though it's not really Minecraft. It's a different game.
Oh, it's still cool.
Yeah, but like it's things like that. So it's like they're aware that magic could. They're setting a precedent that magic could be in Minecraft, and I think that's just such a cool thing to do. And even if they don't add it to the official game, I'm sure some modder can be like, "Oh, this is Minecraft Dungeons magic." There's zombies in here. How about thee? All right. So yeah, I think you find a spell book. There is, let's say, crystals. There's new crystals you can find in the game, and those are what you use to get. Those are what you do to power up spells and enchantings and stuff like that.
Right.
And then maybe there's some villagers that you can trade for new spells. You can find spells, and then maybe there are ways to craft spells for certain ones, but maybe like the best spells you have to find.
But you got to find different elements, like different materials for it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like for say fire spells, you could use redstone. For water spells, use lapis, and so on.
Just like a fun, intricate way of getting spells into the game. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
And not just damage spells, because at the same time with Minecraft, there's kind of a drop off where, oops, what the heck? Did you shoot me?
No.
You definitely did. Can you jump into bed real quick?
Yeah.
I was like, how did that skeleton open that door? And I was like, oh no, it's trying. With Minecraft, you can't really add too much power into the game anymore because the base mobs are only so powerful, and just having just basically nukes in the game just wouldn't really work well.
But now you can take on a wither.
I mean, you can always take on a wither, but I think that also comes in terms of adding new mobs. Yeah, we know that. Adding new mobs to the game that challenge you in different ways. Maybe there's something that I like from Terraria where you, at a certain point, you basically change the entire landscape of your world and make it significantly harder than it was before, where you're just finally starting to conquer the world, and then all of a sudden a swarm of insanely difficult enemies start attacking you and invading your home, and things are threatened and it's not safe anymore. And I think that's really cool. It's not necessarily something you can add to Minecraft, but in certain ways I think you can, where you add a new difficulty of mobs coming into the game.
Right. And that would be neat.
Yeah. And I think that would tie into what I wanted to add, which is my idea for the major update. And I think it's something that I think literally everyone wants this in Minecraft. I think everyone is currently speculating that this is what it's going to be. And that is, of course, the cave update, because Minecraft is about two things. What are those two things, Joey?
Mining and surviving.
Mining, no, well, you would think so with the updates recently, but no, it's of course mining and crafting. So my idea for the mining update, there's tons of different ideas for adding new biomes and stuff like that, adding more depth to the game, and I think these are all really cool. I just don't know how possible they are with the current state of Minecraft, and I don't want to wish for something that would be essentially impossible to code into the game. And I know modders have done all sorts of crazy things, but that doesn't exactly work for what is a game that exists on 6 or 7 different platforms, has 3 different versions always running. It's difficult to just willy-nilly wish for a dramatic cave update. So while I do want cool new things like caves to generate with snow instead of dirt, or sand instead of stone, things like that, the focus of my ideas is going to be on the classic idea of more ores into the game. Since I think emeralds or maybe quartz, there hasn't been a single update to ores in the game, and quartz is not even a cave ore. It's nether ore.
Nether.
Yeah. So I think that adding something along the lines of new ores would really make the game more fun. But the one thing I don't want to do is make the game easier in the sense of making something stronger than diamond, because I always think that diamond should be the one ore that is stronger than all others. It is the most durable, it has the most durable and most protecting armor, the fastest, longest lasting tools, and the strongest weapons. That's what I think diamond armor or diamond gear should always be, right?
Yes.
So where do you go from there? You can't really put anything below, because when you look at Minecraft's armors, you have leather, chainmail, gold, and iron. Chainmail and gold are pretty much useless. There's no real reason other than just for fun. And leather is useful in some ways, but also not very useful in a lot of ways.
Leather's more useful for a casual look.
Yeah, iron is the only thing that's really used outside of just general diamond armor.
Yeah.
And so I feel like there needs to be something above iron, but either below or to the side of diamond, where it's, there's a trade-off between, the protection and damage you're not getting and the utility that you're getting from these different armors. And when I say armors, I mean I want a bunch of new ores. And we're going with the classic idea of adding sapphires, rubies, emeralds, and amethysts. But wait, Bander, there are already emeralds in the game. I know. We're going to turn those into a new material or gear system. And so each ore is going to have a different kind of class based around it, based around the different things you do in Minecraft, which is exploring, mining / resource gathering, building, and PvP. Diamond is always going to be your straight up PvP focused armor. It's going to give you the most protection, going to be last the longest, it's going to be the most damaging, and it's going to be the fastest. So, what are the other three? What are the armor sets? Well, sapphires are going to be your exploring armor, rubies are going to be your mining armor, and emeralds are going to be your building armor. And then I mentioned amethysts, and I'll get to amethysts a little bit later. So we'll start with sapphire armor. And sapphire armor, or sapphires itself, is going to be an ore that you would find essentially in a specific biome. Perhaps maybe underwater biomes or snowy biomes.
Okay, I can see that. And
their theme is about being able to explore with a little bit more ease. So things like when you're wearing sapphire armor, you get essentially speed boosts and saturation boosts. So you have to eat less and you can travel a little bit faster. And there are already a lot of enchantments that are very pro exploration, things like Depth Strider, Respiration, and Feather Falling. And I wanted to keep these things, but make them stronger on Sapphire. So if you have Sapphire armor, you can get Respiration 4, which essentially lets you stay under the water for a significantly longer time than you would with any other armor set.
That'd be pretty cool.
And then with Depth Strider, you get a new level of Depth Strider. Maybe take away a level of Depth Strider from something else. And what was the other one Feather Falling. And another level of Feather Falling to make it so that, when exploring with this stuff, it's really the best thing to go with. On top of that natural hunger and movement boost that you get. And then as far as specific enchantments that I'd like to see in that kind of thing, I've always wanted something like the hover boots from Zelda, where you can walk off a cliff and just keep running for a little bit. So I was thinking of a new enchantment called Hover on your boots, which lets you walk a little bit off of a cliffside. Maybe an enchantment you can enchant onto your pants that lets you increase that speed bonus for a little bit more. Fast walk or something like that, which just makes you run or naturally walk faster. Since you're going to be exploring, you're going to want to have deeper pockets. So I was thinking deep pockets would be a cool enchant on a chest piece or leggings. It lets you add essentially an extra slot of inventory to the sides of your inventory. And these would be things like you can only use this for food or specific items on the surface, not things for caving, because I wanted to add deep pockets to the ruby set as well that would allow you to store more ores and stuff.
Okay.
It'd be kind of interesting.
What about like a wall run enchantment for like say vertical scaling?
What about a jumping enchantment? Lets you jump higher.
That would be cool too.
Something like that. But a wall enchantment would be pretty cool too. Something on the chest piece that lets you climb.
Or like, oh yeah, there isn't really arms. Yeah.
Yeah, but
that could work.
You see what I'm thinking? Something that allows you to be more mobile, and something that would be you would strictly use if you want to travel. because you wouldn't take that into the caves, you wouldn't take that into combat, and you wouldn't really use that for building. Well, maybe the feather falling stuff, but it's just something that would just, be more fun for traveling. And then in terms of PvP, it could also be something that would be better for a ranger class, because you can run around a little bit more freely. And maybe there's some ranger specific enchantments that would be good for it as well. Maybe even something that has to do with wolves and allowing you to manipulate your dogs more easily. Just things like that would be kind of cool.
That's a lot of good ideas. I kind of like all.
I've been thinking about this a lot. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to get some water for myself. The second armor set is, of course, Ruby, which is going to be your simple mining armor set. I forgot to mention what Sapphire tools would do for you. I think they would just be quicker. Like, you have a little bit of a haste enchantment that you can put on them to make them a little bit faster.
Okay.
Well, not haste enchantment, sorry. When you're swinging, you have the cooldown effect?
Yes.
You can...
Less of that.
Less of that. So, for example, an axe is the slowest weapon in the game, but it's the most powerful and it can break shields. Well, with Sapphire, it's faster, but it can't break shields. Something like that. So, little trade-offs in terms of PvP. And then for tools, you can swing them a little bit faster. But for the most part, there wouldn't be much utility as far as pickaxes go. But maybe maybe for an axe, maybe there's some utility with the axe. Maybe you can finally get a tree capitator enchantment on it.
That'd be pretty cool. Just take it all down in one swing.
Yeah, but that might actually fit the ruby set a little bit better. The traveling merchant took an invisibility potion. I'm gonna sleep, by the way.
Same.
So Ruby armor going to be more for mining. Like I said, I wanted a deeper pockets enchantment, but specifically for mining stuff, so like ores and whatnot. So something that you wouldn't necessarily help you out when you're traveling on the overworld.
Right. Do you think Ruby set would come with maybe like a magma protection of some kind?
Yeah, that's what another thing is saying. Some sort of natural fire
retardant.
Well, maybe, but then again, nether exploration would be better done with the Sapphire armor set. So I'm not sure. Maybe there would be a specific. Maybe there'll be quartz armor that helps you with the nether. That'd be kind of cool.
That would be pretty cool. What about obsidian armor?
That would be interesting too. I don't know what you even use that for.
That would be for the end.
But back to the Ruby stuff. I think with the Ruby armor set, you're going to be seeing things like night vision, an enchantment. So when you have the full set, you have night vision, so you can see a little bit further. I wanted something where torches are a little bit easier to utilize. Like, I know with you can naturally have a torch in your second-hand slot, and that makes it a little bit easier, but maybe that when you have Ruby armor, torches automatically get refilled and recrafted when you click on them or something along those lines. I'm not sure. I don't want it to be too mechanical, but something fun along those lines would be cool.
Right.
I think the real benefit for Ruby armor is in the tools, because there is a mod in Tinkerer's Construct which lets you build a hammer, and when you're using a hammer in mining, it will mine out like a 3x3 cave system.
And
I think that sounds really cool. Something that lets you just mine a lot more efficiently than you normally do.
Like,
where are you going?
At a time?
So like with like maybe minor enchantments, you can do like a three wide pick, and then maybe with the maximum enchantment you can do a bigger one. But this would obviously would take more durability on your pickaxe, so it's not something that would be, super sustainable.
No, definitely be rational with it.
Mm-hmm. And then something like auto smelt, so when you mine iron, you can automatically smelt it.
I get that, yeah. That'd be pretty cool.
Something like better fortune on pickaxes would be pretty cool. And maybe things on shovels and axes that let you mine more wood or dirt, I guess, with fortune. And that's something that is exclusive to Ruby Armor, just for things like gathering resources in a much more efficient manner, things like that. And then haste, obviously, is something you can equip, so you can do auto mining a lot easier with the Ruby Armor set. In terms of attack and PvP stuff, I would say that maybe the Ruby Armor. What do you think would be good for a Ruby Armor sort of set?
Ruby Armor for attacking?
Like weapons and stuff. Maybe.
What about like a Ruby Scythe?
No. I mean, we're not really talking about new weapons here, but like, what would differentiate Ruby weapons from Diamond and Sapphire from what we currently are setting it up for?
I don't know. As far as Ruby goes, I just picture, well, I mean, it being the color red, I just picture like
fire,
heat enchanted. Yeah, fiery.
Maybe better chance of using fire aspect. The other idea I just had was, whereas the Sapphire has a speedier axe, maybe the Ruby has a more unique pickaxe enchantments.
What about like a slower swing, but if you land it, it really packs a punch?
What if it has like a reverse knockback effect? Because it like you kind of bring the person towards you.
Well, a pulling effect. Okay.
Yeah, like a little pulling effect.
That could work. And you can quick switch to a stronger weapon and just obliterate them.
Oh yeah, maybe there's a quick switch as well. That'd be kind of interesting. It's hard to imagine this kind of stuff because it's all a little bit too mechanical.
Right.
A little bit too niche for Minecraft, which likes to be a bit more general with its stuff.
Take notes, Mojang.
Well, just little things like that would be kind of interesting, just to make it so that playing with a Ruby Armor set would be very different than playing with the other two sets. Emerald Armor, going to be your big building armor. More pockets for refined blocks would be awesome. And the biggest thing that I wanted to do was the ability to increase your block mining and placing range. So you know how right now, if I stand back here, I can't mine that block over there. Right. I have to get about probably... Oops, I didn't want to do that. How did I mine that?
Sorry.
Oops. Well, there's no city there now. I have to stand here if I want to mine that block. So maybe with increased range...
extend your range. That'd be pretty...
so it's legitimately the best building stuff. And then maybe a emerald pickaxe can change the rotation on a block without having to move it.
What do you mean?
Like, with a piston? With a piston, you can, depending on how you place it... Let me do a log. So a log, when you place it like that, it points this way, but if you place it like that, it points upwards.
It goes vertical, yeah.
With an emerald pickaxe, you can change it by right-clicking on it, and it'll rotate to whichever way you want it to set it.
Oh, okay, that's pretty cool.
Different things.
It's already set, but you can rotate it.
Yeah, so different things that would help for building and being around, being around a more base area. So something where you're not necessarily looking to protect yourself. And it wouldn't have any bonuses in PvP combat.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Things like that. We're gonna speed it up a bit. I'm gonna talk about Amethyst real quick. Amethyst is my basically unstable armor, the unstable set of stuff where the enchantments you get on these things are pretty much just wacky and crazy. Like
the wild card armor.
The wild card, like no real thematicness to it, just crazy things that doesn't really have a theme to it. Like something like Frostwalker would be good for that. Maybe Lava Walker too. Maybe when you mine something, there's a chance that it could...
Lava Walker would be dope. You could just like walk on lava, and obsidian would follow behind you.
I was thinking Explosive Slash, where if you attack something, there's a chance that you could give off an explosion.
Dude, that's sick. I would like that.
Maybe Poison Touch, where you can attack something with poison. Just interesting things like that would just kind of change.
I'd be Amethyst all day long.
Yeah, randomly change. Not random, but like things that you'd have a very specific niche use for. It'd be just kind of fun. And that's my idea. Just very sideways improvements to what you can already do, so that there is no. The goal is for there never to be a perfect set of equipment where you can be the sapphire guy and I can be the ruby guy, and we both can do completely different things in how we want to play Minecraft. Or maybe someone who's mostly going to be building and isn't going to be spending a whole lot of time, mining resources, is going to be doing like an emerald armor, because emerald armor is just more efficient for their style of game. Yeah, just things like that. But yeah, this went on a lot longer than I thought it would.
You had a lot more ideas than I did. I'll give you credit for that.
Well, there's tons more stuff you can go for with a cave update and with a magic update if you wanted to. Like I said, I didn't really want to talk about updates to actual caves themselves because I don't know the finer details of Minecraft code, so I couldn't really tell you what could be added to that. Right. Changing up dungeons, adding more new spawners, new mobs, different cave biomes, all kinds of things that could really change the way you play.
A whole lot of stuff that could go into this game to change up everything.
Exactly. I'm excited. I think that this year they really know that a cave update would make people really happy. But I'm not going to be the one to complain regardless of what we get, because
I'll let you do that.
Yeah, you really literally could have paid $13 for this game and they're still updating it for you, so I don't think there's much room to complain too much.
No, of course not.
But yeah. So, I'm going to edit this down to be a little bit more snappier, so you probably won't see this, what is probably an hour discussion. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let us know your ideas and your reactions to tomorrow's live stream. We might be streaming it? Maybe?
We might be. We'll see. Who knows?
Depends. And yeah, let us know if you have any ideas. I'm going to try to get this out tonight, so there probably won't be much room for you guys to discuss, but if we get anything right, that'd be cool. And you can come back and leave us a like for predicting things correctly. Leave us a different type of like, a more hesitant like if we got things wrong, just because you're questioning our predicting skills, And
leave us a comment down below. Shrek is Minecraft.
Shrek is Minecraft. Wow. Shrek is Minecraft. Shrek is life.
Yeah, there it is.
Anyway, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time. We'll have a little discussion afterwards, after Minecon, to discuss the new changes if it warrants one. If it's boring, we won't do it. But just like PlayStation State of Play. Good night.
Thanks, guys. Bye.